43, yeah, 43. Yeah, episode 43. Nothing really. I don't think we have anything in particular planned. I don't think for this one. I feel like last week was a pretty, let's say, intense one. I don't think you were there for that one. Were you, Sky? I definitely was not.
What happened last week again? I can't remember.
It was the one on Crow's channel.
Oh, that's right. Oh, I missed that one.
Yeah, I missed that one as well. Well, obviously I missed that one because I was getting ready for my 24-hour stream. So yeah. Yeah. How was it? How was your week this week?
That's a great question. Because I frankly don't remember.
Okay. Where? Here for me. Obviously.
Okay.
Last week I had the 24-hour stream. That was quite an event. You were there for a little bit. I remember. Did you enjoy it when you were on?
I'm sorry, I missed like the first half of the sentence. Did you?
That's okay. I was just talking about the 24-hour stream. I was wondering. If you enjoyed your
that's
time
right.
on it. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes,
good,
I did.
good. Any
Thank you very much for having me.
Oh, of course. Any highlights for you personally?
When I was there, we only really just did raid.
It was raids. And then you missed out on the Jeopardy, and then it was Gartic phone. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gothic phone was fun.
Yeah, that was actually pretty fun. I didn't think it'd be that fun, but it was actually pretty fun. I think it really helped that you have the people who are not very good at drawing like me, and you had actual artists there like Kigo and Onos. I think that helps because you got the really good people and the really bad people. I think that actually helps with the comedy and stuff. Yeah. Let me think now. So I guess we'll just go into the first topic, aka the only topic I have at the moment. So hopefully people will suggest some in the chat, or we can just think of some as we go on. But one of the first things I want to talk about was the KR changes. So KR is changing something I didn't think that they would change. They're changing the enhancement system completely. Pretty crazy. So they did mention this in the if you remember the conference notes. They did mention they would change enhancement eventually, but they said they would change it before the end of the year, which was typical hashtag vague statement or whatever. So I thought personally it would come maybe near October or November, but it's coming now. I mean, I guess it does make sense in a way because this lines up with this will eventually line up with NA's normal summer enhancement event, you know? So that's one thing. I guess the first thing I want to, first of all, we'll just go over the changes, okay?
Sure.
So the biggest thing, there's four main things, right? So number one, all enhancement material will always cost one material. Always, and forever. So things will always cost one fluorite ore, one restoration scroll, one blessed enhancement stone, forever. So pretty much permanent enhancement event, essentially, right? This makes sense. Have you ever, you personally, without an enhancement event, used a fluorite? Because I can't say that I have.
Oh, sorry. So the question was whether I've used a fluoride outside of an event, right?
Outside enhancement events.
No, I personally have not. It's just the cost is. I think because it only costs one up until, is it +8 or +9?
I think it's +8, maybe.
Okay, then yeah, it's 100% or less because you can get to +8 for free.
Exactly.
You might get across 1 billion resets.
But you
will
get
get there eventually.
Yeah, exactly. And it's just what is it? It just costs way too many because along with the fact that it costs more fluorites cost more money in general outside of the events because they don't have package deals and stuff like that, you know?
Yeah.
So it's literally so not worth it. So that's actually a really big change. And I think going into the other changes too, it'll actually be for the benefit. I think if they only did this, like it would be seen as nice but not game changing. You know what I mean? Because they still
Yeah.
have the issue of like the deals, and then like maybe floors are still a little bit overpriced and things like that. But we'll get into that as we go on. So the second thing that they changed, unfortunately this one's vague and I wish it wasn't. They said new weekly quests to obtain enhancement materials will be added, and the previous blacksmith hammer quest is going to be removed. I really wish they told us what's going to be in this quest, because
Yeah, same.
like what would they be willing to give us once a week? Like what is to that level? Like my first gut instinct is to be like, okay, what do they give us during normal enhancement events? Like that one quest you can do, we can get either a fluorite or a hammer. Like that's my first instinct to go towards. But will it be as crazy as just like we'll get a scroll per week? Like that sounds insane, but I don't know, maybe.
We'll have to see.
Yeah, because it has to be okay. Like it has to be either a hammer, a fluorite, or a scroll, right? Like those are the only enhancement things they could really give us. So like, which one? I wonder which one will it be, or like, will it be a choice? I'm just like,
Yeah,
curious to see what it
I'm
is.
curious about it too. Me personally, I'm not very hopeful, but
Yeah, I mean, I think okay. Like to be honest, I think the worst thing, quote unquote, that we would get is a hammer, which is still decent. You know, like hammers are still pretty good. Like, because hammers are essentially like a double fluorite when you think about it, right?
that's true. Yeah,
Yeah, and that's still solid. Like, what is it? How many weeks are in a year? 52?
52 and a bit.
Yeah, 52 and a bit. So that would be like worst. I think worst case scenario, we get 52 hammers in a year. That's pretty solid. I mean, that's pretty good. Yeah, and imagine,
especially if you're going to save them up for like one big enhancement event.
Yeah,
and you
right.
can just dump everything in one go. That feels really good.
Yeah.
That's unless the hammers have an expiry date though. That would suck.
Yeah. Like if they had like, because usually hammers have like a 7-day expiry, you know. Except the profession hammers, because it's in the system itself. I mean, in the profession system.
Yeah.
Okay, so the next thing is, speaking of professions, great great segue, me. Mithril stones, which are like the blacksmith material, instead of making it so it kind of protects it better, or it's like you use the fluorite, it now raw increases the chances of getting a success. Which is cool. So mathematically how it works is that the equation takes a little bit of the percent of the no change and decreases the no change and gives that percent to the success chance. Pretty cool. Go ahead.
Oh, I didn't. I was just agreeing.
Okay, you agree. Okay. I will say the one quote unquote downside is that the increases are not that high. Like from
it's really small actually.
Yeah, it's quite small. So from 9 to 10, okay, let's do 8 to 9 first. So 8 to 9 is 2%, just 2%. If you use a mithril stone, it is 2.1%.
Wow.
A little bit better. And I think I'm overall fine with that, because I think just the way this system is, like, if you wanted, like, imagine if it was, like, really, really high, then I think people would feel obligated to only be a blacksmith, if that makes sense. Because you can't bank share most weapons in the game, you know?
Oh, that's true, yeah.
Yeah. So I think it being a little boost is okay-ish in a way. I don't know. But I'm a little bit 50-50 on it, yeah.
Yeah, because on one hand, like, it's such a low number. Like, are you realistically going to see a difference?
Yeah.
And the answer is, statistically speaking, no. But
like, statistically speaking, maybe you'll get like a handful of enhancements with it than you would without, you know. But granted, the blacksmith system also gives you like 20 free hammers, like if you stack them all.
Okay, that's true.
So in general, that, you know, obviously enhancing with the blacksmith is better. I mean, as it should be. It makes sense.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's what they're changing profession. I mean, I think that's good. That, you know, just it makes sense that a blacksmith profession would be better at blacksmithing. So
yeah. And well, I suppose you also, there's the fact that you're giving up the other benefits of the other professions as well, especially treasure hunter. I feel.
Yeah, treasure hunter.
Because I think before you could still get treasure hunter materials if you were a blacksmith or an alchemist, but now you straight up can't.
Yeah, you straight up can't get any. Like, at least, like, for alchemist, you can just have one alchemist on your account, and that's whatever, because everything is bank shareable for alchemist.
Yeah.
But this is just like, gear itself is almost never bank shareable, especially the high end gear. So a little bit more
Yeah.
difficult. Um, yep. Okay, so and then the last thing, I think, in my opinion, I think this is actually gonna have the biggest impact, depending on how good it is. Uh, but yeah, so the last thing they're changing is new enhancement package will be added and sold permanently in the cash shop. Um, so two things to consider. Number one, will they be the same packages that we get during enhancement event? And number two, um, that's gonna make things a lot better because that's the thing I was mentioned earlier. Is that people don't buy fluorites and people don't use fluorites inside of enhancement event because there are no packages and it's not worth it to buy fluorites. But if there's packages, then people will buy fluorites. And if you're a person who's looking to make quick money, I think that's like one of the things people might probably do is buy a fluorite package and then sell the fluorites on the board, which would decrease the overall cost of fluorites so that people can use fluorites more often, buy them with ED and things like that, Same thing happened with in the early reforged days. Until I would say pretty recently, correlate seeds were always like the cheapest item on the board because they were like really essential and like it was just a really easy way to make really fast ED just because just sell a couple correlates and they'll be gone instantly. Yeah.
I think one thing that's important to consider though is that this is ultimately a KR patch node. We don't know whether we'll get them.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, well, yeah. The cash shop, I would agree with that. That's true. Is that first of all, our enhancement events are different from KR's. I think KR has enhancement days when we have like an enhancement, like 3-week event.
Yeah, I think they have. I think they have days, but they get their days like quite frequently.
Yeah.
I want to say either once every month or once every 3 months or something.
Mm-hmm. Well, we like hard pack them within 3 weeks and twice a year.
Yeah, and we also have like we may have like the scattered enhancement day, like Black Friday,
or like an anniversary.
I think anniversary.
Yeah, anniversary sometimes has it as well.
Those have like mini days, but I think vast majority of the player base stays up for those 3 weeks because of other benefits that come with the events as well. So like there's still usually in the enhancement event that we get early in the year, like they usually come with like a treasure hunter or something that gives you bonuses for spending.
Yeah,
and there's also the ability to create amulets as well. So it's kind of like it's still worth it. It's kind of like it's still worth saving your money to dump into like a big enhancement event, but at the same time, it's not like you're completely screwed.
Yes.
If you want to enhance without it.
So that's the next thing I actually wanted to talk about is where do you see the future of enhancement events going with a patch like this? Because like the two main, well, not the two, but one of the biggest draws of enhancement event are things listed here where it only takes one fluorite and then the packages, obviously. So what's gonna be an enhancement event these days if these things are gonna be just eternal things?
I think some part of me wants to say even further sales and discounts, but I don't know. We'll see.
Maybe.
I think definitely there will still be things like treasure hunt that will incentivize people to spend in general.
Like in the premium ice burner or popcorn, however you want to call it.
Yeah, there might also be what's it? Amulet. That's right.
Oh, that's true. Yeah. No, you're 100% right. The what's it called?
Lucky enhancement material.
Lucky enhancement material. Yeah. So I okay. So I guess now enhancement events, instead of being okay, this is just when you enhance. It's more. I guess it would be more like okay, this is when you want to make amulets. I suppose, right? Which I think could work out. I think they could make that work because amulets are still important because they're tradable, right? Like that's the most important thing. So it doesn't like kill enhancement events as like a money making like opportunity and like a big event, but I think at the same time it takes the edge off of like you only enhance twice in a year ever. If I have like imagine I'm a weak player, right? And I got this FOJ, like awesome. I just picked up FOJ and I got it at +8. And I'm just like, I got it in, let's just say, November, right? I'm gonna have to wait until February to actually get this to +9 or higher, and that kind of sucks unless you buy amulet.
Yeah, And and like this is under the assumption that you don't want to grind out the ED to buy the amulet.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
then
yeah.
even if you were to buy an amulet, that relies on the fact that people have crafted the
Yeah, people
amulet.
have already made some, yeah.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
and they're probably most likely coming from enhancement events because
Mm-hmm.
their drop rates in ice burners are ridiculously low.
Mm-hmm. And like, and then like, yeah, that takes a lot of grinding too. And it's like, especially if you're a new player, like, how do you even know that? You know, how do you even have that knowledge? Like, you're just supposed to be
Yeah.
told that by the community, just to be like, okay, only got to +8, and then you wait for an event that happens twice in a year. You have one in winter, you have one in summer, and you just wait for that, and then you can go. Um,
Mm.
I mean, I also think like the enhancement events every half year is actually a little bit of a good thing because at least for me as like a free to play player, especially in the early days, what I did is I used that to my advantage and essentially I would save up all of my like what is it treasure hunting stuff and I would just sell them the first day of enhancement event and that's how I would make like all the ED to like enhance my own things and things like that.
Mm.
And it worked out because like the prices just spike so high that you just get so much money if you sell it in the first 2 days for like black
Yeah.
what is it, the mithril stuff.
Yes.
Sometimes I would even just go on the board and I see like one of the what's it called, it used to be called sculpture, I think was the middle one.
Sculptures. Yeah.
Yeah, I would see like
Middle. Yeah. Sculptures.
yeah, sculpture. Yeah, I would see like a sculpture for like 1 mil. I'd be like, okay, I'm gonna pick that up because it's gonna go to like 3 or 4 mil when the enhancement event starts and things like that. So and I think if you were smart and took advantage of the fact that enhancement events, only happened twice a year, then it was good. But I don't think the common player would think of that.
Definitely.
Yeah, that's my good strategy. Um. What else? There was something else I was gonna mention about events. Oh,
Mm.
I think in general as well. This goes in tandem, kind of, and it's weird too, right? Because I think about this, and one of the other things I think about is the do you remember the healer and like the Aisha buff nerf? Yeah,
Oh.
where is it affected by their CP? I feel like after this change goes through, the community as a whole will be higher enhancement levels, if that makes sense.
Mm.
Because I feel like, people will just be enhancing overall more. Fluorides might be a little bit cheaper because those packages are going through. So people will be enhancing more. So I feel like people's overall kind of like enhancement levels for like their characters and armors will be a little bit higher. And because of that, everybody's overall combat power will be a little bit higher. Like, maybe that shines a bit more light on the changes that they were trying to do with the combat power stuff.
Yeah.
But even then though, like I don't think a common person will get to the level of like the buff that they used to have because I did the math at least for Aether Sage and myself. If I was Aether Sage, I think I can only get up to 27 or 28% of buff instead of 30% like it is now.
Wow.
Yeah. So like I don't know if this is enough. Like and at the same time too, and I'm just wondering like okay, there's two things, right? Because there's one thing, like one of the things is this like the only thing they're gonna do to overall increase combat power, or are they gonna do something else in the future, right? And then secondly, I'm just like, it almost feels like this should have happened in reverse, right? Where they do
Should have
things.
buffed enhancement first, and then buffed and then put in the CP.
Yeah.
Actually, as for the patch that was for like that made buff scale with CP, what wasn't that removed?
No. What was removed
withdrawn?
was the buff cap.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah. It's okay. Yeah, the buffs depending on your combat power is still in the NKR at the moment.
Okay.
Yeah. And I think okay. Let me think of the grand. Like, let's think in the grand scheme, right? Let's see KOG's develop. Let's pretend that we're looking at KOG's developer map right now, and we're seeing okay, make enhancements easier, and then we're seeing like another thing that would make everybody's combat power better. make this certain stat increase combat power by more. Change Headhunter so it doesn't decrease your attack, it only increases how much boss damage you do. Whatever they do, right? And it's just like, okay, we're doing all this, and then we make this combat power change to healers and certain buffers. Like, I feel like that comes last, you know? Like, after everybody's felt the power, felt the higher combat power, then it's just like, okay, now we're introducing this, so you can utilize your new higher combat power on these characters that don't have a need for higher combat power, if that makes sense?
Oh, yeah. So it's kind of like how, like, the super top whales don't need the buff as much as... Wait.
Well, no, I meant like, okay. Like, a super geared support is not much different from a low geared support.
Oh,
that's kind of what I mean.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Conceptually, I feel like the combat power changes that they did, like, on a base just idea level, I think is fine. Like, you ever played, like, RPGs and things like that, where, like, a healing spell is based on your magic attack, or whatever?
Oh, yeah.
Like, I think the concept of, like, okay, the stronger I am as a support means that my support capabilities are stronger, I think makes sense. But I think the way or the numbers that they kind of did it with is the problem.
Oh, 110%, yeah.
Yeah. Like, somebody brought this up to me one day. They were just like, "Oh, what if I was a support and I could increase the power of my support capabilities with like skill stacking? You know how like with Riggamore, you stack what skill you want and it'll do more damage." And they were saying like, "Okay, what if I could like as Radiant Soul stack Sun Shower and it heals more? Like that could be interesting." And I think it'd be very unique, and it makes sense for these supports so like they can have this higher impact, even though they can't do damage. More or less, most healers can't do that much damage, I think.
Yeah. Actually, about the CP change.
Okay, go ahead.
Actually, in that patch was Seal changed?
Was Seal?
I mean, Celestia. Did Celestia get their
Celestia got his Gemini passive reduced. Where instead of
that
reducing,
was it, right?
Yeah, that was it. It was just instead of reducing, increasing reduced damage by 99%, it only increases it by 80%.
Oh, okay.
But his MP healing and the cooldown and all that was.
And I think he reduced the CDR as well from 1.5 to 1.
Yeah.
But that's so funny. Nato didn't get touched.
Yeah,
like you see all these other healers getting their healing nerfed.
And and it's just like, it doesn't make sense because like. That's so true too, because even talking about the Aisha buffs, like Celestia still has bubbles. Like those bubbles are still doing 30% magic attack increase, you know?
Yeah. So I guess it's also. Go ahead, I guess the argument is that it takes effort on the Celestia's part to get like you need to stack up the 30 bubbles.
Yeah.
You need to hit things with 30 bubbles. Whereas with Aisha, you just press a button and kaboom.
Maybe that's what maybe that was the angle. Like. One thing,
maybe,
yeah, like that's the thing. I was like, maybe, like that's a maybe, but, yeah, like there's definitely like, or here's another one, Anamos, Irelena, I think gives a physical attack that's higher than Aisha's.
20.
It's just better.
Well, it's higher. It's higher, low or higher. Or after the patch, it'd be low or higher.
Yeah. After the patches, it'll be higher for like an average Aisha player.
Yeah.
And it's just weird because like at least definitely for Irelena that's the same exact motion. It's just using a skill that buffs people and then the buff gets it they just get the buff. But Aisha just happens to be combat power locked.
Yeah. Also with Bluin as well. Like he got his healing hit, but all of his offensive buffs are completely untouched.
Like that's the
so he still so he still gives people like 20% more magic attack with Melody. He still gives 20% crit damage with Blabloom. He still has CDR.
And then, I think that's the thing that like bothers me too, is that the only healer that really it sucks for the most is Radiant Soul. Because like you're saying, Blue Hen still has these other buffs, and what's his name? Nyx. Nyx also has his other buffs and debuffs. And he can still burst heal. Like his burst heal didn't get touched.
Oh.
Like, so Celeste, like Nyx is pretty fine, and Bluehen's pretty fine too. But it's really just mostly just Radiant Soul that gets screwed over, because all Radiant Soul has is healing and Labby reset. But now the healing's gonna be not that good, so it's really she just has Labby reset now.
I mean, granted, the reset is broken. But...
Yeah, it is really really good, but like in comparison to the other healers, like that's all she gets, you know.
Yeah.
Like I don't know. It just feels like this patch was not fully thought out. I think, at least for me.
Actually speaking of Radiant Soul, I feel like whenever I bring her on for Rosa Raid, well, I understand that this is an opinion that not many in the community have, but personally, I don't consider Radiant Soul to be a healer, or at least not to the extent of Bluein. It's like or
Oh,
Nyx.
really?
Yeah, because I just feel that the heal is too inconsistent and not spammable enough for it. Like if she was using Sunshower, yeah, like if she was using Sunshower like every third skill, like I don't know, like you know how like Celestia used cycle through like 3 skills pretty much.
Yeah.
Like
yeah,
if she was using Sunshower like that, then like okay, fair enough. But she's not, and so, or at least like because of that, I don't consider her to be as strong of a healer as like Bluein, or at least like the people with more consistent MP healing. I mean, she's still a really good support. Like for example, in Burst, her reset's really broken.
Yeah.
The reset itself also has MP gain increase, so it's nice.
Oh, I didn't know that. That's cool.
Yeah, it does. Wait, did you?
No, I didn't know. Just straight up.
Yeah, you give. Yeah, she gives that. That gives you extra MP regen.
That's cool.
So like as in like you get more MP when you hit things. Yes, and then I think Reflection is like 40% red damage or something. That's
True,
pretty
Reflection
fat.
is still really good. Yeah.
Yeah, and then you get Windy with all speeds. I guess you're Rolly, but that's not. I mean, I guess it is somewhat applicable in Burst, but
It's a little bit. It's a little boost. A little boost.
yeah.
Yeah.
So she does have her utility, but I guess nothing. Wait, I went on a tangent.
No,
but yeah,
like not to the level of like Nyx and Bluehen, I would say.
Yeah. Well, at least like for I remember when I was playing NI. I think like before the MP buff, and then every single time a party's like, okay, looking for a healer, and then we bring in a Brass, and I just think, oh well, I'm still gonna chug anyway because the healing is just. I'm still chugging it because her healing's not consistent enough. Whereas if I had Bluein, then I'd actually feel like I wasn't consuming that many potions.
No, I definitely agree. I actually definitely agree. Like, yeah, like except for those moments where like she can heal into Labby reset and then heal again. Like that's not happening all the time. That's happening like once every like minute, I think, right?
Reset cooldown is 30 seconds.
Okay, that's happening once every 30 seconds. Like that she'll get the double heal out.
But that's still kind of.
Yeah, unless like there's the very niche like Cerulean Ras, which that's not a popular build. You know, it's usually safe.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Aside from that.
Yeah, you also have to keep in. Actually, let me just double check how much it heals. I mean, how much MP healing you get. I mean, how much MP regen you get from the BK. Because for Bluein, the shining presence yellow gives you double MP recovery rate.
Oh, did not know that.
Which is, oh yeah, it's stronger than Labby VK. So not only does Bluein give more consistent heals, but he also makes you get more MP when you hit things. That's probably why you don't chug as much.
Okay.
When you get in the party, yeah.
Gotcha.
You know.
One other thing I wanted to talk about, I think this is an interesting topic. So I had a little bit of a conversation / argument on Wednesday about one of the other things that happened during that kind of support healer nerf, and it was the nerf to Centurion. And in my opinion, my stance is that nerf was really good. Do you know what the nerf was, or the change rather?
Let me double check that because.
Yeah, I mean I could just tell you.
Okay.
So essentially, normal, unmodded tactical field no longer has super armor for the party. It is self super armor. And only mod tactical field has the party super armor. And they were saying that it's a horrible change, and I was saying that it's actually a good change. So my reasoning for it being a good change is that Centurion that's the thing, and Incanistic, and I'm gonna talk about that right now, is that I think it's a really good way to power check Centurion, because Centurion is a very strong character who can support with one of the best super armor fields at the same time. So I think forcing him to choose between DPS or supporting, I think is a very good check to his power level without actually reducing his damage at all, if that makes sense. Because, like, he can keep his damage, but because he lost his support and damage, the overall class is weaker without reducing his damage. I don't know. Does that kind of make sense?
Yes.
Yeah, and I think another good thing with that is that it also opens the door for other super armor supports to get into raids, because I think they mentioned this too. They mentioned it in the patch notes that they did the support healer changes. They said characters who have similar supporting capabilities who just recently got them, they still are not taken as often as the people who had them before. So essentially, here's another way to say it: people aren't taking these characters we just recently made into super armor supports as much as they're taking the older ones. So like Catastrophe, like KE. I don't know any others because Nova's not gonna be one. Nova Nebrator's not gonna be one anymore soon. But yeah, I guess we'll just focus on Catastrophe and KE. Like, they're not getting taken to a level that Centurion is still getting taken in, because I think we just kind of have this old mentality of, oh, I need super armor, here's a Centurion, I'm taking him, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, there could be other factors too. There could be the factor of people just have more Centurion supports compared to Catastrophe supports. That could be a factor. I'm not saying that was the only factor.
I think it's also important to know that the field itself has a damage buff as well.
Yeah, that's true too. Yeah.
So I think my perception of the situation is a bit skewed, because I don't need super armor, because I'm good enough of a player to not need super armor. So I think if I had to choose between Centurion and Knight Emperor, I would choose Centurion. I would choose Centurion any day because he gives me damage buff.
Oh, you probably would want a Catastrophe these days, because
that's true, yeah, because CDR, yeah.
It's really good CDR, yeah. Which is
I forgot about that.
But you get what I'm saying though. I think that's good, because I think another thing to consider is that Centurion has been the meta, like
for what?
Like meta super armor character ever since Rasa. Like how many years is that? Yeah. Like how many years is that Centurion has been, like, and CC of course too, like in different ways. But CC also has all their own things. But Centurion has been one of those meta characters for super armor ever since Raso came out. So I personally think it's fine to be like, okay, like let's put Centurion on the bench for a little bit. Let's switch him out for like an even better one in Catastrophe. Let's have Catastrophe shine for a little bit, because he's never shined before in this support role. Yeah.
I keep forgetting about the CDA, to be honest.
Yeah, I know. Right? Because it's not in our brains yet. What you're saying is so true, is that we're so used to these older supports doing what they're used to, that it isn't in our brains that, like, oh, hey, I can take this character now. This character has support now, And I think that plays factors into, like, maybe why they made, like, a quote-unquote such a drastic change, because I think maybe without this drastic change, like, our mentality would never be changed. Like, we would still keep that old mentality of just like, okay, this is what I like to take, this is what I'm used to taking, I'm gonna keep taking it.
And I think that really plays into, and I think, like, the whole thing about sticking to an older mentality is a very big thing in Asian communities, but I think especially Korean communities. Like, you can probably even see this in other games as well. Actually, I don't know about for other games, but I think in games, I know in things like League of Legends, I think usually the Korean region is like the slowest to adopt new trends and whatnot.
Interesting.
So I think, yeah, or at least like yes, they innovate themselves, but the overall. But like, if for example, if a certain meta favors a certain playstyle, the Korean teams are usually the slowest to adopt that. Whereas I think the Europeans, like, the European regions are usually pretty innovative.
Yeah.
And they're not afraid to experiment. Whereas the Koreans are more like, they want to stick to the tried and true.
Yeah, and honestly, I think that's what's going on here is that we're used to the tried and true ever since Rosso, and we're not used to these new supports coming out. And
Hmm.
I'll admit to that too personally. Like, have you been on a raid with PO recently? By the way,
I have not actually.
oh my goodness, my mind this Wednesday, my mind was open to the power of PO. My lord.
I heard things. I've heard things, but I can't remember what the exact changes are, so I
So
will check.
the two biggest things, and I'm kind of summarizing because I don't know what the actual buffs are, is she has a infinite range party-wide buff that gives you about 30% magic attack and CDA. Like,
Wow.
really good. Like, that's amazing, right? And she also has things to reduce magic defense pretty close to 100%. Like, pretty close. I don't know the exact number, but excuse me, it reduces magic defense by a lot. Like Sky, let
Wow.
me tell you, like this PO was in my party, and I was just like, because I was solo DPS, and I was just like, oh man, I should probably use a fighter because I'm solo DPS, and this PO was just like, no, don't use a fighter, just trust me, and I was like, okay, I'll trust you. Like Sky, let me tell you, it felt like I was using a fighter's potion. That's how powerful I felt.
Wow.
Like I think like one of the craziest things is that like we as Nova players don't have defense ignore, right? So
Hmm.
like a lot of the skills that we do like seem very strong, but they're not as strong as they could be. But PO reducing that defense by that much, along with the magic power boost that she was giving me, it just let me shred through so many things with Giga. It like felt like I had a taste of what Giga Prominence would feel like if Giga Prominence had defense ignore. Like it
Wow.
was really like.
Okay, wait.
Go ahead,
Okay,
go
wait.
ahead.
I'm seeing it now.
Yeah.
Okay. So the skills are wait, magnetic.
I think it's magnetic guard.
Oh, magnetic guard. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, that's an. Oh, 20 seconds, and it cooldown 22. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, but it has CDA, so it's up to 100% basically.
So what is it
Oh,
in specifics?
magnetic guard.
Say what?
Okay, so the skills affected are so the skills. Sorry, I'm looking at How do, how do I not read this? Because I remember like reading the bro section like pretty closely, but it seems like I only remembered the Minerva changes and not the Optimus changes. I mean, not the Primal Predator changes. But okay, so the skills that are buffing you are so the first one is Magnetic Guard. So Magnetic Guard is already like it basically used to be self buff only.
Yeah. Now it's a
But
party buff.
now it's party buff. So now it gives you cooldown acceleration
Yeah.
as well as magic attack.
Oh, damage reduction too.
Uh,
I'm looking at it. It also gives damage reduction. Just why not?
Yeah, it's only 5%, but like
Yeah. Well, enhanced
what
to
was
10%.
okay, what was the annual defense thing?
And she decreases defense with something. I don't know what it is. Um. Oh,
Um,
but yeah. Also with magnetic guard, that has infinite range. Like you can be anywhere and
oh
she'll put it on
wow,
you. Yeah. It's
oh
really
wow,
Yeah, because I
that's
remember
really
being
nice.
like, the first fight of Rasa where everybody's spread around. Like, in the first 2 seconds, I had it. Like, I wasn't next to anybody, and I just had it on me.
Oh wow,
Yeah, it
okay.
was really good.
We just don't with the
Is it
Vibe.
is it Corona? Maybe?
Let me check.
I know something reduces defense. I know something for sure reduces defense.
No, it's not Corona.
Okay,
Might be.
here's one. It's KS83. Reduce magic
Okay,
defense by 30%.
okay. I also wonder whether there's a passive that's making it
Yeah, I wonder.
stronger. Something. Well, it's probably not Rebel Generation. Something.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Is there any PO knowledgeable people in the
Yeah,
chat
no,
that
like
would like to help?
that's the thing, right? Is like okay, like real quick tangent. I think Rose has needed love like this for a while because
Oh,
like
100%.
because I've never been a Rose hater. Like I've always thought it was stupid how people just hate Rose for no reason. Like I just thought it was petty and dumb. So I always thought like a Rose needed, I think specifically a support role, like compared to like a DPS role. I think she definitely needed a support role, and I think this is it. Because I personally think PO top 3 characters you take in a Magic party. Like honestly.
Yeah, that buff is kind of insane.
Like aside from her dropping frames, she's like one of the best magic buffers, I think, after this. Because holy moly,
Yeah. Actually,
definitely deserved, in my opinion.
oh, I'm still trying to find that thing that shreds the shredding defense.
Yeah,
Thing,
it's something. I don't know what it is, but it's something. Yeah.
but it's kind of
Mhm.
stonks.
Mhm. It's really nice.
Okay.
Real quick, let me
Oh,
look up Corona, because I remember somebody mentioning Corona, but I'm not sure if it was Corona. I'm not talking about the disease.
it's a bit of G1 Corona.
Where's Corona? I'm for it right
Oh,
now. Here it is, G1
shit.
Corona.
This is a G extension. I'll check the passives.
Yeah, no, that's not it. It was not Corona.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's go with no. Okay, so it seems like through all the changes, like she is, because I'm going through her passives, and it seems that a number of them already have cooldown reduction effects. So I guess with the magnetic guard buff,
Okay.
she's spamming really hard.
Yeah, that's definitely one. Like, yeah, the magnetic guard, I know for sure. Magnetic guard was like one of the craziest ones, and you definitely feel it. You definitely feel it a lot, and I definitely think, like, going forward, definitely for me, like, if I see a PO, I'm scooping them up like as fast as I would scoop up like almost like a Celestia, maybe, you know.
I think Celestia's effectiveness in Rosso is also not as much as classes that can give like instant benefits. Like
yeah, because you got to build up Celestia's benefits.
yeah, you have to stack up the thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's not going to be there all the time.
Yeah. But yeah. Real quick though, I just to keep you on track, I do believe you do have to peace out very soon.
Oh yes, I do. Hold on.
Unfortunately, Sky has something to do today, so she will not be here the whole time. Hopefully, Crow's gonna wake up and help, but until then,
yeah,
this is gonna be a little bit of a solo.
You're gonna be
endeavor.
alone.
Yeah, it'll be fine. I'll be fine. I'll be fine.
Okay. All the laggiest classes, yeah, actually though.
Yeah, like if they literally if they just fix PO's lag, she'll be a perfect class, in my opinion.
Yeah. It's unfortunate that she lags. Like, it's kind of like, wow, she gives all these amazing buffs and she lags. Oh.
Yeah, right.
It's like, would I rather have these buffs or be able to play the game? Like,
I will say it's not as bad as like Celestia, like comparatively. It's still pretty bad, but it's not as bad as like Celestia spamming 80 meteors and fish. Like,
okay, that's true. Yeah, I think it's especially because most of the Celestia's lag comes from splash damage. So if you're up against it, it's kind of okay.
Yeah.
Also, I will leave for real now.
All right.
I must depart.
Everybody say goodbye to Sky. Thank you for talking. It was a good convo.
I agree.
Yeah.
But yes, I pray that Crow make haste and appear soon.
Yeah, I hope so.
But yeah, yes, bye for now.
Alright, see you, Sky.
See you.
Alright, guys, y'all better bring up a topic, because I'm trying to think of one right now, and nothing is coming to mind at the moment. When's the collab with Chili Day? I don't really talk to Chili Day that often, so I don't know if I would collab with him. Like, I don't know what we would talk about, besides like Nova stuff that I feel like I've talked about to ad nauseum. You guys can grind Voss together? Yeah, I just don't really talk to him that often. Like we ain't that close. I don't know what he thinks about me or anything. What to talk? Let me see. Okay, so here's one thing to talk about. I was definitely wrong. Try talking to him to join the stream. How about y'all talk to him, to ask him to join the stream if he wants to join with me? Cause I just don't know him. Use my topic? If y'all know him like that. Where do I think Elsewhere will be in a year or two? I mean, like, just based on the evidence that I know, in a year or two, I think Birth will be an older raid boss, just like Rosso is now, and Then it'll just be a new raid boss. Maybe you'll be Ran. I think a lot of people are predicting Ran. Maybe you'll be a new guy. What else? Maybe a couple more dungeons will be out. Yeah, I just don't know. Like, I'm definitely a person that that just kind of like enjoys updates as they come. What else in 1 to 2 years of else? Like, yeah, I don't really know. Like, yeah, seeing the PvP stuff changes happening, like that's cool. Whatever was on the document, seeing all that stuff happen, that'd be pretty interesting too. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Aside from that, what was I gonna say? I was gonna say something. Uh, dang it, what was it? What was it? What was it? What was it? I had it on the tip of my tongue. I had it on the tip of my tongue, and I just literally just lost it right there. Dang it. Was it the new patch? I don't think it was the new, no, we talked about that. Next, oh yeah, that's what it was. Right. Okay, what Incanistic was talking about. So, I was wrong about Genesis, and I want to talk about that for a little bit. So, as it turns out, Genesis is just really like a different flavor of Rune Master, I would say. Like, in my opinion, Genesis just feels like a different flavor of Rune Master, where it's just like a character that has a lot of DPS and maybe has a couple of supporting skills, but he's mostly just a DPS character, and I'm honestly a little disappointed. I thought this would be more of a support L-boy. I thought he was giving me support vibes. Not at all, not at all. He's more of a DPS, and first of all, I guess that's interesting. Definitely didn't see that coming. I think I would have preferred it if he was either like a healer or like a tank character like CC. Right? Like I felt like he was giving me support vibes. I definitely felt like he was giving me support vibes. But no, he just turns out to be straight. Very good DPS, it seems too. He has a lot of crit passives, a lot of crit rate passives. I like the way, like, kind of the direction the class goes. It kind of like takes Way of the Sword to like its ultimate level. I guess you could call it that. Like, it really is focused on Way of the Sword and what Way of the Sword can do for you, and like just focused on like activating your passives with the different skills with that, and being an awakening kind of. Well, it's also kind of weird that most of his systems are tied to in Way of the Sword and awakening, but he can't multi-awaken. And I think is that am I the only one that thinks that's kind of weird? That he has like a lot of awakening stuff, but he can't multi-awaken. I mean, a Bellboy that could multi-awaken would be kind of nutty, like kind of broken. But there's a Raven that can multi-awaken, and the others can't. So I don't know. I feel like it would make sense if he could multi-awaken, but yeah, he can't. Genesis has the potential to be the best Bellboy if you can use Resolution and Way of the Swords properly. I feel like even if you don't use them properly, like he just has some. At least on big bosses, I think he's the uncontested Bellboy against big bosses, cause like. What's that one skill where he fires like the different lasers in a box formation, and then the other skill where he fires all the thunderbolts? Like, that's a big boss killer. Like, immediately big boss killer. Like, there's no way any other L-boy comes close to that level. Cause oh my goodness, those two skills just look insane against big bosses. So I think he's already an uncontested like big boss killer right there compared to the other L-boys. Like, the other L-boys has like what, triple geyser? Like, he has triple geyser too. He can use triple geyser if he needs to. So that's for sure. Against small bosses, like, I haven't seen much gameplay of Genesis, so you know, we'll see how well he does. Like, I'm sure he's gonna be great, like a great DPS. In terms of support, I think a lot of people were confused at first about how much support he can bring. Like, I remember like in the early days of like Genesis coming out, a lot of people were just kind of like translating things not very elegantly. So a lot of the self buffs he has, people were thinking those were party buffs. Most of the buffs he has are not party buffs. I think the only party buffs he has are like a damage reduction buff and something else. I can't remember at the moment. But he does not have many party buffs. They're mostly self buffs and maybe a couple debuffs around there. So he's a very like selfish character, which is ironic because of his story. But yeah, he's a very selfish buffer in what he can give, which surprises me too, right? Because I thought like you know, you make a new character and you give him a bunch of party buffs, and it's just like, okay, then he's desirable to take in like raids and things like that. Like if you could share a lot of those buffs that he gets, like oh my goodness, the amount of like crit damage and like crit that he gives, like the magic attack that he gives, cooldown acceleration, it's really insane. Like that Destiny passive that he has, kind of just like if you wanted to sum up Genesis, I think the best thing you would do is look up the passive called Destiny, and that'll just show you everything that he can give to himself. Like, L Pursuit gives you all speed increase. L Warning gives you bleed. Okay, that's kind of lame. L Cycle gives you cooldown acceleration by 1.7. Oh my goodness. L's Rage gives you 20% magical defense reduction. L's Glory gives you defense, like that's the only party buff. And L's Judgment gives you 20% damage increase. Like, what? Excuse me? That's just damage increase. Like, yikes. Like, this man is such a greedy buffer. But I mean, it's good. It makes him very strong, but like, oof. Like, I wonder if this is indicative of the direction they're going to take the other classes. Resolution can be positioned to be stronger than the lightning skill too. Is Resolution the one where he like makes that box? I don't know these skills by heart yet, unfortunately. Until they come out to NA, I don't think I'm gonna know these skills by heart. Is that the one where he like shoots out the energy that becomes like this web of like things? Yeah, okay, it is. It's the one that he shoots a bunch of energy and becomes like a little web kind of box thing. Yeah, that I feel that's definitely the skill you stack. Bravery 2, Destruction skill, of course. It's also so Bravery Destruction. If you activate Bravery Destruction, I believe that's the one that gives you damage increase as its buff if you use that. Yes? No? Maybe so? Let me see. L's Judgment. Yeah, that's the Bravery one. Yeah. Bravery Destruction gives you just damage increase 10%. Oh, 20%, excuse me. 20% if you activate Destiny. Like, holy moly. Like, that is so insane. Yeah, if you know how to use this character, like, you're gonna be popping. And I feel like it's not even that hard to use this. I think this character is just gonna be, like Genesis is just gonna be, like, a knowledge check. Like, if you know what to do, and then you just do it, you'll just be getting everything, like, very well. Like, I don't think he's hard. I don't feel like he'll be hard to execute with. I think there'll just be, like, a hill called knowing what to do, like knowing which things are good, and then once you get over that hill, you'll just be absolutely decimating. You stack Retribution, Lightning Strike, Resolution, requires precise positioning or off screen. I feel like you just go for it then. I don't know. It's like that's the same thing with like Giga and stuff like that, is that if you don't have good positioning on Giga, you're not gonna get the good damage out of it. I don't know. I feel like if you're going in, you might as well just like go with the best thing. You said Resolution was the lightning skill. Or Retribution? You said. Yeah, Retributions. Because that's a is that Bravery? Okay, that's okay. It's also Bravery. Okay. Maybe you could half stack. Maybe half stacking might be the way to go. Definitely people are gonna experiment with this class. Because I think this class has a lot of really cool options and a lot of things that he can do. And then just finding out the best things. That's gonna be one thing. But yeah, definitely. Just off the gate, I can see him as a really big boss killer, like one of the best big boss killers, just because of all the range that these two skills, in Retribution and Resolution have. Really, really nice. I will say one thing. You can just miss a little bit of Resolution and lose a lot of damage, bro. You take that. Get good. That's what I would say. Get good. One thing I will say I'm disappointed in Genesis, his sword skill is a PvP skill. Like, it doesn't do anything in PvE, which is kind of lame, and I don't like it, but what can you do? It literally just increases command damage. I don't know, I thought it'd be cool if it increased magic attack or something, but no, it's just a range and command increase. His great damage is crazy in Birth, though, but I think that's crazy from just a passive, not from the sword. Also, I think Crow's here. Hello?
Yeah, I'm here.
Good morning.
I'm sorry.
Okay. How you doing?
Still pretty tired.
Okay. Yeah, I was just talking about Genesis and how I was wrong about him completely. because I thought he would be a support character, and he's not at all. He's a DPS. Like,
Yeah.
he has like maybe 2 party buffs, and like one of them is like a damage reduction buff. But he's mostly just like a self buffer, and that just does damage.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I think a lot of people. I said this earlier, but I'll say it for you again. I think a lot of people were posting a lot of his self buffs and thinking they were party buffs, like the cooldown increase, and the damage increase, and the crit damage. Those are all self buffs, though.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, you're just talking about that. Yeah, kind of disappointed he's not much of a support. Like, I wonder how many people thought. Like, I think at least a lot of people I talked to in the NA server thought he would be a support. I wonder what people think of the fact that he's not, and he's just a DPS.
I don't mind it too much.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, probably just because like it was just like, yeah, it's L-boy, it's whatever, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What do you want to see in Zhongli? Oh, I mean
Raven?
Fourth path. Sorry.
That's a good question. I've thought about that actually a couple times. I don't know. I think it's weird with Raven for me. With Raven, I'm just like, I don't know if it's a bias, just because I like him, but for me, it's really just like, man, I don't care. Like, he can be whatever he wants. You do you, King. Like, I think it's really just like whatever he does, I'll be there for him, kind of thing.
You know what? Same.
Yeah.
I agree.
Like,
yeah.
Like, I think it'd be cute if maybe Raven had like a support-ish class, maybe, or a tank class, or even if he's a DPS, like I would honestly be fine too. Like, I definitely care. I feel like I care more about the story that Raven's gonna go on.
Okay.
If we're using Genesis as like, let's use Genesis as like maybe like the template for classes going in the future. I think maybe, at least with using Genesis as a hint, these fourth paths might be based around their system more often than the other characters. I mean, the other paths are. If that makes sense. Because, how much do you know about Genesis? Not much.
Absolutely nothing.
Okay, so Genesis's gimmick is when you use 100, 200, or 300 MPs, depending on what way of the sword they are, you get different buffs.
Oh, okay.
And each of the tiers have different buffs. Like, here, I'll give you an example. So, give me a second. For example, if you use a 300 MP that's destruction, you will get a buff that gives you all damage increased 20%.
Okay. Oh. Okay.
Yeah, if you use a 200 MP that is vitality, you will get special active cooldown acceleration as a buff. So that's kind of his gimmick, is like, maybe like story-wise, you could say bringing out the maximum potential of Way of the Sword. Essentially, it's all about Way of the Sword and like what your different vitality and destruction skills and what kind of buffs they can give you.
Okay.
Yeah. So if maybe we use that as like a template, like maybe we can go forward and be like, maybe all the characters will be kind of focused on that. And I could definitely see that for a number of characters, but not all the characters. Like, I could see that on maybe like Rena. Like, maybe they can do something with Rena where like Nature's Force, there's like another way to charge up Nature's Force, or like you use Nature's Force like units for something else. Maybe for Aisha Memorize, it's like Memorize skills are actually stronger and have different attributes, or maybe give you buffs if you use a Memorize skill. That'd be interesting. And yeah, maybe going to Raven's core, like the first thing I jump to is like different cores. Like, what if this fourth path Raven has different cores besides just one core? You know what I mean? I think that would be interesting. Like, if maybe this Raven, his whole gimmick is like, he has these kind of like skills he can use maybe to switch between cores, and each core like had a different thing that it did, maybe a different buff that it did, or like maybe a different way that it activates or did something. I think that's a route he could take for sure. Again, it's just based on assumptions about Genesis. Only the fact that Genesis is very Way of the Sword focused.
Okay, fair.
Yeah.
What are the chances you play your main fourth path Raven?
Never. I would never main him.
Okay.
The closest I
What
would
if-
get to is secondary.
Okay, what if he also has a low health and high reward, like that kind of thing, like the high risk high reward gameplay?
They wouldn't. I just can't see. There's no way they do that when Nova exists.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I literally don't think there's any conceivable way that I'll ever change my main from Nova.
Okay, what if he does? Okay, what if he is a high risk, high reward and path?
I don't know. I don't think I can because I think I just like Nova a lot more. Like I like Nova's design a lot. I like his story a lot.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah, I think there's enough that I like about Nova that I wouldn't change my main ever.
Okay, well, but what if fourth path Raven has the same but better?
I don't think it's possible. Yeah, I really don't think. I don't think it is conceivable.
Okay.
Just because I get Nova withdrawal. Like, I literally... That's why I can't play other characters. Is I'll play other characters and I'll want to play Nova. I want to play Nova's gameplay. Of, like, bursting Blade into, like, Rain of Fire. Like, Rain of Fire and Geo Prominence are two of my favorite skills in this game. And I'll never get tired of using them and positioning them and playing with them. Ever. I don't think.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, for me, so when I job changed to Rage Hearts, I never got Nova Infrared withdrawals, but when I job changed from Rage Hearts back to Nova, I got Rage Hearts withdrawals. But I think it's only cause like that one time I did get Rage Hearts withdrawals is because I only played him for a week and I job changed back and I missed him a lot. But then this recent time when I played him like for quite a while and then I job changed back to Nova, I didn't miss him as much.
You were also doing a lot of PvP and like trying to figure out how to Rage Hearts PvP.
Yeah, I couldn't. Yeah, I just like Rage Hearts PvP was like so different to me. I was like, oh, this is so weird. I want my Nova back. Definitely prefer the Nova PvP more. But I forgot to use I forgot to log on and get the second job changed. So now I have 2 Nova Imperator. So I lost a lot of command damage.
Oh yeah.
On the book.
You
Yeah.
have to wait until. I mean, maybe Fourth Path pre-event might have one, or maybe Fourth Path might have some when it comes.
Hopefully. But wouldn't if they do give like a job change event for Fourth Path, wouldn't it just be for Elsa players?
Yeah, I might have to wait for the Raven one. I don't know.
Okay.
We'll see. Oh shoot. What about you? Do you have any like predictions or like anything for Raven Fourth Path? Like anything you want?
Oh, I haven't really thought about it. I when it comes to making predictions, I don't really try to predict things. I kind of just wait and see.
Yeah, I'm like that too.
Yeah, what I want. Let me. Yeah, I really don't know what I want for Raven. I'm just fine. I just want Raven content. That's literally it. Like, okay, I think my only requirement is that he looks hot. Okay, for Fourth Path.
I mean,
he gotta be good looking.
I think that's a given. I don't think they ever drastically changed the character design. You know what I mean?
Okay, except Rage Heart's kind of got that jank haircut.
Okay, Rage Heart's got a little bit jank. I agree with that. Reckless Fist is definitely better looking in every which way.
Yeah. He needs to put on a shirt. His concept art was better.
Rage Heart's concept art was a lot better. And that hair definitely is not it. Definitely, that hair is definitely not it.
I don't think I mentioned this on podcast before, but I mentioned it before, where like when I make MMDs, I get really embarrassed about using Rage Hearts because he doesn't have a shirt on. And I'm like, can this man put a shirt on?
Oh yeah, that's how I feel when I see him in these story quests. When they're having like these serious conversations, and this man just doesn't have a shirt on.
Yeah. Okay, in fan art make him look really nice.
Yeah, that's fan art. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, yeah. But it's just like in story, he kind of looks like a rectangle. And I'm like, can you put a shirt on Rage Hearts?
Yeah, like Come on, man.
Yeah.
I mean, Reckless Fist had it good though. He just had the chest window. Like that's good enough. He just had the chest
Exactly. Why
window.
couldn't they keep? Yeah, why couldn't they keep that? Then they expose his whole torso, and I'm like, I can't handle this. Put a shirt on.
That's way too much.
People have suspect. Okay, so I heard one theory where it's just like, well, one theory I even discussed this with Quarter a lot, very frequently. Is this one theory we have about Raven Fourth Path is that maybe he'd remain under mind control, Raven kind of thing.
Oh, like,
But
like
you know,
Super
yeah,
Pro Rider
you know
or
how
something?
yeah, you know how when you first meet Raven, he's under the control of the Nasod or some Nasod device.
Yeah.
So one of our theories is like, oh, what if he remains under that control and he doesn't break out of it until like maybe third job or something, or second job.
Yeah,
And
that was kind of my theory too. Both of it.
yeah. Except I don't know if I want that, because I feel like if that happens, he's not Raven anymore. That's not Raven, and I'm gonna be very sad.
Yeah. I can see where
Yeah,
you're
because I'm
going.
gonna. Yeah, and I'm gonna be very sad because then that's not the Raven I like anymore, and I'm just gonna be like, let him out, kind of thing.
I mean,
Yeah.
that definitely lines up with again, if we're using Genesis as like the basis of where we're going with the rest of this. That's kind of Genesis's story a little bit. I don't, unless I'm wrong, I don't think he meets the L gang, and I think he gets stuck inside Hall of L, and then somehow gets out, and he's just like, feels like he has a responsibility to keep up, or something along those lines.
Oh yeah. What's this like?
I'm not completely sure, and I don't want to assume, obviously.
Like he wants to be the guardian of the L?
Yeah, he wants to be the guardian of the L, and he's very focused on that, like, that kind of job.
Yeah. Genesis doesn't feel like Elsa at all. He feels like a completely different. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah.
It's almost like he feels like Dyingelian Seal, but for a nobler cause.
Oh yeah.
Like I think for better or for worse, he seems like essentially just the guardian of the L.
Yeah, and that's his like, and he feels like that's his only purpose.
Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't feel like Elsword, and I don't know how to feel about that. But because I'm not like a huge Elsword fan, I'm like meh. I don't really care.
Yeah, like it's definitely interesting. It definitely doesn't feel like a lot of people are just like, this is L-Boy X Ain, and it definitely does feel like L-Boy X Ain. But I do think I like that kind of story idea, because that's been a big plot point, is that L-Boy has this connection with the L, and it doesn't go much except for a couple power-ups here and there, you know. But this is it to like its nth degree, where it's just like he's the guardian of the L. And I think to tangent real quick, I think definitely this almost completely confirms the fact that Alessis' fourth path is gonna be just the L lady. I think it's pretty much confirmed at this point that her fourth path is gonna be L lady. I don't think it would be anything else.
Yeah. Okay. That makes sense. Maybe.
Because, I think that I think it just makes sense, especially with L-Boy being the protector of the L, and then she's gonna be the L lady. I think that just kind of makes sense that they're both of them would be so focused on these very important jobs in the world of Elrios.
Yeah.
I think that just makes sense.
Okay. Yeah.
And also I think it'd be really cool to see a white-haired Alessis.
Oh, all right. Never thought about that.
Yeah, because that happened to Hernia.
Yeah.
Her hair used to be a different color.
Ella, in all three Ellis's job paths, her hair color doesn't change.
At all, yeah.
She doesn't get like multiple colors. It's always red. So I'm like,
yeah.
damn.
The only thing that comes close is Flame Lord's Awakening gets orange tints.
Mm-hmm.
That's about
Oh yeah. That's it. But it's still pretty red.
Yeah, it's still red. Oh, like dominantly red. I mean, it makes sense though, because hair color in Elsword is usually either tied to different like species power, or like something regarding the character.
Yeah.
For example, Nova has that red streak because of the massive amount of overheats that he does, that like the nuclear radiation. Whenever you see white hair in any character, that means they're more demonic. That's why Lou only has white hair.
Yeah.
Etc. Etc.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, Alessis has never had anything like that.
Yeah. You know what? I wonder how many like fangirls for Elsa there are. I wonder if there are any girls out there who just like Elsa.
I mean, I'm sure Genesis brought a couple for sure.
Maybe.
'Cause-
But I feel like once we get like the other fourth path, everyone's gonna bandwagon to them and just leave Elsa. I mean,
maybe.
Genesis was cute.
Genesis still has a great design regardless, I feel.
Genesis, okay, when I first saw him, I'm like, oh dang, he kinda hot. But then that was it, and I was like, a day later, I'm like, okay, back to Raven.
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing, it's so un-L-boy, that's what makes it look cool. He definitely looks like a much older L-boy.
Yeah, exactly. I agree. I think the same.
Again, it's Ain plus L-boy. You got Ain's like more older, what is it? Ain's olderness plus like a little bit of L-boy in there, and that's what you get.
Bit of Solace as well.
Yeah, a little bit of Solace too, which is like, also a great character design as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I think I think overall, like regardless of what I think about like freaking him not being a support, I do overall like Genesis. I think I like all the things that he does, all the skills that he has are cool, and I like his character design a lot.
Oh yeah, okay.
Sacred Templar looks better than Genesis. Hard disagree.
I think Genesis look. I don't know. Both Sacred Templar and Genesis look good. I think the only complaint I see is that people would say Genesis doesn't feel like Elsword, but Sacred Templar still feels a bit like Elsword.
Oh yeah. I think that's why I like Genesis so much. He looks so much unlike L-boy. Like, I'm gonna keep it real. I'm gonna keep it so real. I think that's why he looks so good. Since he doesn't really look like L-boy that much.
Yeah. I think it's the point, because you know how like Genesis, he kind of just becomes the L. Like,
and I think it works for story too. Yeah. But cool path. Definitely cool path. Like I think one important thing that I haven't thought about until right now, but it was actually like really important, is the L-boy path sets the bar, and I didn't realize that, but it really does. It really sets the bar for how these paths are gonna go, and I think people have been really positive about Genesis. I don't think I've heard many complaints.
Oh, okay.
And I think that definitely sets the bar high for how people think about fourth path, which is a good thing, especially for Elsword. Not the character.
Yeah. If anything, the only complaint I have about it is that they really just blandly dropped the bomb on us, like during the call.
Yeah, I don't like that promo video that they eventually made should have been what happened in that conference.
I feel like they were just like, oh, screw this.
Yeah, or they just didn't have the video in time, and it was just kind of like, we gotta announce it. I mean, I think it would have been better business decision to not announce it and wait for the video, and then be like, bam, here you go. That's a really cool trailer. That video has 500,000 views, by the way, so people definitely like that trailer.
Yeah. Because I saw this meme video where it was just like people reacting to third path coming out, and then compared to people reacting to fourth path coming out, like there isn't as much hype compared to when Elsa got third path for the first time, like third path, second job and stuff.
Yeah, because they announced it so much better. They had that trailer.
True. And I wonder how many views are on that trailer. Well,
you want to know what's the craziest part? The craziest part is that the Quadator has more views already than the third path trailer. Yeah. Okay. Like I was looking at it earlier, and third path trailer, both of them only have about 300k. Quadator is already up to 500k.
Oh jeez, okay. You know what? Fair enough.
The only thing that beats the Quadator is the Labby music videos, the Mega Cake song, Ain trailer, Nisa trailer, and Lucille trailer. Those are the only things that beat the Quadrator right now.
Dang, what the heck? I'm surprised there are videos that beat it.
I mean,
Well,
the lab of music video is a music video, so.
Yeah, Mega Cake makes sense.
Mega Cake, and yeah, Mega Cake is people's favorite ones.
Yeah, the Moe Lolly girls.
Yeah, the closest.
Sorry,
Yeah,
not this-
Mega Cake is like 700k. The closest one is Trinity Ace at 500k.
What? Trinity Ace? Disappoint. Wait, who's the lowest? Wait, is it Maze or is it?
Let me see. So Mega Cake is at 730k. Trinity Ace is at 490k. Maze is at 417k. Where's Ultra Crown? Ultra Crown is at 285k. Oh my god.
What?
Ultra Crown is really low actually. You want to know what beats Ultra Crown? Mega Cake's stage performance videos.
God damn.
Both of those are at 375k.
That's interesting because okay, so my first Ultra Crown MMDs, still to this day my most popular MMD, it's got 20k views on it, and most of it is the Koreans commenting on my video, just like it's better than the actual MV, and I'm like, really?
No, I thought Ultra Crown was good.
Yeah, I didn't think it was that bad, but I guess a lot of Korean players just really hated it. Or something.
Backgrounds were kind of whack. One of them.
I guess. I don't know. I thought it was kind of cute. Like, I didn't mind it too much. Well, that like compared to me fangirling over guys, then like obviously I'm be more critical of guys and have more opinions of guys than girls. The female character, you know.
Yeah.
But I thought even then I thought it was like pretty. It was alright. It was cute.
I thought it was decent. Like, it's not my favorite for sure. Like, my favorite dance is Maze because I'm biased, and my favorite song is Trinity Ace because I think that's a legitimately good song.
Oh yeah. Mega Cake definitely had the best music video though, in my opinion. It actually feels like a K-pop.
Well, they had to because the Trinity Ace one was so bad.
I don't know if it's because of that,
It's the models.
or if it's just like I wonder if it's because different parts of the department worked on different MVs, and because of that, they're all very different to each other.
Well, I think after Mega Cake, I feel like Mega Cake, Maze, and Ultra Crown had the same type of quality for the models.
Yeah.
So
I don't know what they did with why they did that with Trinity Ace.
I think what had happened was they were just like, okay, we're doing these music videos, and then they released the Trinity Ace, and people were just like, this looks ugly as sin. What did you guys do? And they were just like, oh crap, this is bad. We need to maybe hire higher grade people to do.
Why would they think that it'd be a good idea? Like freaking MMD, like the Elsa MMD community exists. They should have just taken inspiration from that.
I have no idea. Like maybe something happened with you know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of the freaking Sonic movie design, where the first design was ugly as sin, and then the design that came after was actually pretty solid. That's what it reminds me of.
Okay,
So I think maybe the same situation happened where it was just maybe the figureheads, the higher ups in the company were just like, okay, we just want to do this. This design is good, and then people were just like, this design sucks. This is terrible, and they're just like, okay, we gotta change it, and that's they changed it.
Yeah, I'm so glad they changed it. I was so scared that they wouldn't. Oh my god, if they didn't. Yeah, I wonder if they'd ever re-upload Trinity Ace MV with the tall model.
The closest thing is the stage version.
Yeah.
Which is good. I think the Trinity Ace stage version is the best version of Trinity Ace.
Yeah, obviously, because it's the best model and stuff. But yeah, do you have a favorite? Okay, so which song do you out of the songs, is there a stage version that you prefer more?
Out of the songs, Maze is better because they share the rapping between the three characters. I think that was a good play. That was a great play.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, fair.
Because first of all, why Seal out of the three guys? Why did Seal
do the
get
rapping?
Yeah, out of all of the three of them, Seal was not the first one. I'd be like, yeah, this would be the guy that raps.
I think it's because his voice is deeper than Raven's. And
maybe because I was thinking either Raven or Seal would be more fitting for the rapping part. I definitely didn't think Ain.
Yeah, obviously, yeah.
Yeah.
I actually didn't like the rap part.
Yeah,
so I
like
was kind
overall,
of
I'm not
glad.
the biggest fan of the rapping part, but I do like the touch that they shared in the stage version.
Okay, yeah. On stage they switched around. They switched the roles around. They gave Raven more of the deep, like the rap part than Seal. They kind of switched it around.
Yeah.
And, yeah.
And I like that he in the stage version he kind of just the way the stage choreography is, I think is a little bit better than I still like the maze choreography a lot where like they got the rainy aesthetic and the building aesthetic, but I think I like the stage version more where it's almost like they're talking to each other kind of thing like that.
Okay, yeah. Raven was kind of thick at the beginning. Holy shit!
Oh gosh. I will say though, I do think the Runner's High is better. I like Runner's High a lot more than
Oh, you know what?
Reset.
Hard agree.
Because like I remember when they were doing the stage versions, and like I think it was like revealed that they would do 2 songs, and I was just like, oh crap, somebody's gonna do the anime opening, and I really hope it's Maze because I really actually like the All-Star anime opening. I'm actually a big fan of Runner's High. I think it's a really good song.
It is. It's pretty good.
Yeah. And the fact that Maze got it, I'm really happy about that.
10 out of 10.
Yeah. The band re-recorded the rap part for the live version. Oh, that's cool. Respect. I mean, they had to because they shared it, so makes sense.
Wait, I thought they still use the same voice for both of them.
I don't know.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna have to go back and re-listen and see if there's 2 voices in the rap.
Yeah.
Okay.
Speaking of the others, I think the Mega Cake main song, "My Dear Sweet," that's an earworm. It's really catchy. I don't like it though, because I just don't like it. But I will admit that it is very catchy.
Yeah, it is. It's
annoyingly catchy. But in comparison, I actually really like the cover they did for the Labby like theme song kind of thing.
Yeah, you know what? Yeah, I agree. I think I like all the stage versions as well. They're all very cute.
Yeah, because like at first I didn't think that like a more upbeat kind of version of a sad song would be good, but I think they made it in a way that it really works kind of nicely. Like, you know, if you want to get into like, so, you know, sometimes I like to get into like story stuff a little bit. Like, if you want to get into like story stuff, you can kind of say that like this is kind of Labby after she found the L gang and essentially found friends.
Okay.
Because that's what Labby's like theme song is all about. The fact that the only friend she knew dies, you know. So.
Yeah, true. Yeah.
So you can see the kind of this upbeat version of her being like, okay, I have new friends now. So.
Yeah.
I think that's nice. In tandem, I would also say that in my opinion, Ultra Crown version ruined No One Can Save You. I do not like the Ultra Crown version of No One Can Save You.
Oh, I actually kind of like it.
I don't. The main thing I don't like is when they get to, I don't know if it's the chorus or something. Where they get to the part where it's just like when they get to the part where they say no one can save you, it doesn't have the same spice as the other one. Like it's missing.
Yeah, I see what you mean.
Yeah,
but I don't mind like the change in style. So I still like them both.
Yeah, it just I don't agree with. Like I'm just not a fan of it.
Okay, fair. I like them both.
Okay, yeah. I actually. Another song I really like a lot is No One Can Save You, because I think it really captures the essence of like especially Birthright when it was first coming out. Really nice stuff. Oh gosh, I accidentally turned off my OST music. Yeah, big fan of No One Can Save You. I personally not a fan of the stage version. What else did they do? Trinity Ace did the anime ending. It was fine. No big feelings toward or against it.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I'm trying to remember Trinity Ace.
It goes like, I'm trying to remember a part of it. Da-da-da-da-da-da. I can't do it very well.
I forgot.
Yeah, it's a chill. It's a
Which
chill
song
song.
was it?
It's
It
the
was a what?
anime ending. It's the anime ending song.
Oh
He
yeah,
has
okay, I
everybody in
know
the
now.
casual clothes, and Eve has boobs for some reason.
Really? I didn't even know.
Oh yeah, I know. She had like boobs. It's weird.
Okay.
Someone did
Oh,
not
dude,
get the memo that character is flat.
Yeah. I don't know who. I think okay. So I think I really like Trinity Ace and Mega Cake stage version. I think of the second song that they had. I really like their stage versions.
Oh yeah,
'Cause I
it
remember
was
this-
solid. It
yeah.
was solid. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember just watching them and being like, shit, why are they so cute? What the heck? I need to rewatch it. I need to go back and rewatch it and just have a look.
Yeah.
Cause yeah, I think they were really good. They're really cute.
Yeah, it was nice though. I think that's all of them. I mean, I guess if we were to rank them, if you want to rank them real quick. Is there
Like-
a tier list for this? Yeah.
Wait, ranking for what? Wait, which what are we
for
ranking?
the 8
Like,
songs.
which one?
The 8 songs.
Oh,
Yeah.
dude, that's a lot. Oh, jeez.
I mean, it'd be something to do. I can't think of anything unless you want to talk about something else.
I need to like. Is there a list of all the
Yeah,
songs?
I don't. There's I guess I can look. Yeah. Here we go. So do we want to factor in like music video versus stage?
Yeah. It's like exactly. How would we rank this? Like,
That's true. I don't know. Maybe it's something to do in the future. Maybe we'll pin this and we'll do this in the future.
yeah, because we need to make a list of all the songs, and then I have to go from re-familiarize myself with the stage play and the music video.
Okay. All right.
So I think-
We'll pin this and do this later then.
Because I feel like if I were to rank the music videos, it's obviously be Mega Cake in the first,
Mm-hmm.
Trinity Ace last, and then May second, and then Alter Crown third.
Okay.
Oh yeah, the thing about Trinity Ace is like, so the background, the stages look very pretty. The only thing
Yeah.
that ruins it is the stupid models.
Yeah, the models ruin it. The models
Yeah.
definitely ruin it.
Yeah, exactly.
I know, that's so true. Yeah, the background's really nice, and the music, in my opinion, is one of the best songs too.
Yeah, exactly.
So catchy, so catchy.
hmm
Really good
Mhm.
song. Yeah, pity. I mean, what can you do? I mean, what is it? On the plus side, it made us get the really good stuff for Maze, which is more what I cared about.
Mm.
That was cool.
Mm-hmm.
The stage is really nice. I love the rain aesthetic that they go for.
Oh yeah, it made yeah. This the stage aesthetics in Mate is also really nice. I kind of really like that as well.
Yeah. Did they ever release like those models or anything like that?
No. Keiji never released. Keiji is not like Miho. Keiji never released their models. They actually, they hated the fact that people were like rigging MMD files directly from the game, that they put passwords on them.
Oh,
Like,
really? I never knew about that.
yeah. They put okay. So apparently the other reason for putting passwords on it is that because the MMD riggers would actually just go into the files and look directly at the files. So it's just like if there's any like leaks, future updates and stuff,
Okay,
they could actually like
Oh man,
get
that's what
it out
people
of
used
the
to do
files.
back in the day. I don't know if you remember that random
Yeah.
tangent.
Yeah, it's like Genshin's data mining
Mm-hmm.
kind of thing. So they put passwords on us, and then MMD riggers have to use like a different method to extract the files,
Mm-hmm.
which is through like this screenshot method where you screenshots and it automatically finds the file in the folder, and you only see that file. You can't see any other files in the game anymore.
Interesting.
Okay.
I
Yeah,
didn't know
yeah.
that. Hello,
Yeah.
Nani, by the way. Yeah, that's
But-
interesting. Go ahead.
Now it's like real quick because we have some podcast questions, right? Aside from the Little Leah's one, there is CMDR Night. I don't know if you guys ever answered that question.
What was it? Let me hear it.
It was does Raven sleep with his prosthetic arm, or can he disconnect it? I mean, Raychas kind of has to deal with it, but what about Furious Blade and Nova Imperator?
They definitely
If
have to
so-
sleep with it.
Yeah, they have to sleep with it. How would Raven sleep with a Nazled arm? Do you think he just always sleeps on his back?
Yeah, he has to. Just have to sleep on the back, have the arm fall off the bed, or Just don't turn.
Okay. Do you think Raven would be comfortable with sleeping with someone else?
Yeah, I mean, like I honestly, I think if you put enough effort, if you're diligent enough, which I think Raven is, yeah, you just have to make sure that arm is off, like on the side of the bed that's the edge. That's all you gotta do.
Okay. Because I feel like Raven would be too, like, even if he had a significant other, I feel like Raven would be too scared to sleep with them in like just worrying that
I think
he
it would
might
depend.
hurt.
I think it would depend. I think Rage Hearts, yeah. I don't think FB would worry too much, and I think Nova would be
Okay.
responsible enough to not let anything bad happen.
Okay.
Yeah.
What about Nova and Rage? I feel like both Nova and Rage Heart might be kind of worried because it's so big and clunky. Like, what if they roll over and actually accidentally drop their arm on their significant?
I think at least Nova is definitely disciplined and responsible enough to just be like, just learn to just only sleep on your back.
Okay.
Yeah.
Rage Heart would probably do the same, but I think he'd be too scared to.
I think with the arm being how it is, that whole thing is that it just makes him go a little bit wild. So I think that just has other problems.
Yeah. Okay, because it reminds me of like in Iron Man 3, I think it was Iron Man 3. Yeah, Iron Man 3. There was a scene where Tony Stark was having a nightmare about like he was getting PTSD from what happened where he went through the wormhole and saw Thanos' army and stuff, and he was like he had huge PTSD from that. And then in Iron Man 3, it was just him coping with the PTSD, and he was sleeping in the same bed as his Pepper, who's at this point I think still his girlfriend kind of thing. And then what ended up happening was his nightmare was so bad that his suit responded to it and tried to attack Pepper like during their sleep.
Oh my god.
And I'm like, what if the same thing happens to Rage Hearts, right?
I think that happened to Rage Hearts. Fortunately, I think FB and Nova have theirs in check in a good way.
Okay, fair enough. Okay, but I'm asking such domestic questions. But what if Raven wanted to cuddle in bed? Can he cuddle in bed with his girlfriend?
I think you can do one-armed cuddling. I definitely think it'd be awkward. I definitely think it takes some skill, but I definitely think Raven's capable at the same time.
Okay. He's so cute. I actually did write a fanfiction about Raven and Rena cuddling in bed.
Oh, really?
And yeah, in that fanfic, I wrote it so that his Nassau arm was on top of Rena, and he was just like, it's kind of resting on top of her.
Oh,
that
really?
kind of thing.
Interesting.
Yeah, and I'm like, wouldn't that be very heavy? But I'm just like, screw it. Rena's strong. Just let her.
Oh my gosh.
I don't know, because like, yeah, how else would he cuddle? He can't cuddle on his left side because that arm is way too chunky.
Yeah.
Oh, dang, that's the saddest story. Raven can't cuddle with his girlfriend.
Oh my gosh.
Actually, no, that reminds me. In the Elsa light novel, so there is one bit where Reckless Fist hugs Nightwatcher, but it was kind of like a one arm hug kind of. Because obviously he can't hug her with the left arm, so he was kind of just one arm, just on her head, kind of patting her, kind of half hug kind of thing.
Okay.
And that was it. And that because there was a picture drawn for this one. I should send the pic. Oh, if I can find it, I'll send it to you. Okay, I'll send the picture to you.
Okay.
If I find it. But yeah, there's that. Poor Raven. That's the saddest thing. Imagine not having a left arm. Like,
yeah. Raven's story is not a happy one. Like, that's just a fact.
No, give the man a happy ending.
The happiest ending for Raven is him giving up his very life to help save his friends. That's his happiest story.
Yeah. Found the image. I sent it in the general chat. Yeah, it's from the Elsword light novel. I think it's volume 6.
Yeah, he's just mostly using his normal hand.
Yeah, he can't use his left hand.
Yeah.
Left arm.
Does he even use it at all? I don't think so.
No, he keeps it far away from me.
Yeah.
That's the far.
Man, Rage Hearts does look really cool. What happened? I mean, not Rage Hearts, Reckless Fist.
Yeah. Look at that puffy hair. It's so cool. The main character hair right there.
Yeah.
And then
that's really nice.
they softened it and then they flattened it. Why?
Yeah.
um.
Yeah.
Nah, since I also light novel, good shit. I need to reread it. One day I'm gonna reread it and make a video about it. Come on, it's so good.
Okay.
Speaking of Elsa's story, so like
Mm-hmm.
recently, because you know how I was playing on EU server and I was actually reading the Noah story recently, kind of
Yeah.
thing. Yeah, it's actually pretty good.
That's
like,
good.
and I was reading it, and then I was like, shit, KJ can actually write a good story. Like, this is kind of it got me pretty hooked.
I don't think there's any problems with KOG's writing except for too many main characters. I think it's the presentation that's the biggest issue.
Yeah, presentation. I think what the issue is with the main story is it started off in the different teams. Like the story started off like a different team wrote the beginning, and there's also so many characters that they have to juggle around. So I feel like it makes sense that it's so difficult to write a story for the main story because there's so many characters, and also it's taking a completely different turn to how it did compared to the beginning of the game, kind of thing. But with Noah, like I was reading Noah's story, like the plot progresses at a really comfortable pace. And it's actually very interesting to read because the plot twists and the angst and like the sad bit about Noah missing Eberlon, it's so well written. Like it actually made me so sad, and I'm like, no. Also because like I read it without any spoilers. The plot twist was pretty good as well. I think what was the one that made me very surprised was there was one bit that made me very surprised. I'm gonna have to go rewatch my VOD and identify. But there's a couple of plot twists, and the one I can remember off the top of my head is the Rosso. Rosso is actually an experiment. He was an L master created from experimentation.
Yeah.
And I thought like, dang, okay, wow.
Yeah, Rosso's laboratory isn't his laboratory. It was a laboratory made to create Rosso.
Yeah, exactly. I'm just like, okay, shit, okay. And then the other thing was, it's amazing how like Noah's like when as you level up, his story it expands on the Elrios world. Like it gives the world more context. Like, because in the Elsa main story, we just follow the main search party. We don't know anything else about the context of the world they live in, and like any other thing. It's just the only thing we know about the Elrios world is just that search party. We follow them. That's it.
Yeah.
But then in Noah's story, they actually expand on like Elrios and how there's like elven scientists. There's like all these other people, and I'm like, dang, that's really cool. And there was a moment that I kind of felt a bit trippy about was like, everyone else thinks that Elysian and the Elrio node are myths, but then it like to us as players, it's just like wait, you don't think about this. You're just like
until very recent. I mean, they do go into that. That's why the story time does get a little bit better on Elrio node, and they do definitely go into that because like the whole thing with like Elrio node being awakened again.
Yeah, definitely. And just like, there's just the idea that still most of the population in Elrios, they don't believe that Elrio node exists, kind of thing.
So we just
like,
I mean, we literally find it by accident. Like Ara falls into a thing, and then Elrio node awakens.
Oh, god dang, Ara.
Well, no, I think I might be confusing it with her finding Varnamir or something. I don't know, but
No, I think
it was Halavel. I think it was Halavel. I think after they rescued Elboy from Halavel, that's how Elrio node gets activated.
No, yeah, I think they were in. I think you were correct. I think they were in Elysian, and Ara tripped, and she fell down a hole, and then everyone like went down to catch her.
I think that might be Varnamir.
Really? Oh,
yeah, because I'm pretty sure what happens is that Solus tells Elboy to make a choice. Elboy gets locked inside Halavel, and then when we rescue him, that's when Elrio node becomes open.
Oh, okay. Well, you might be correct. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think how they find Varnamir is that she falls into a pit, and then that's how they find the route to Varnamir.
Ara's so cute.
Yeah, I don't know about that. But...
I like her. I like her a lot. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I think Elsa started there. The writing in Elsa definitely has potential. I just wish,
Yeah.
yeah, I really wish that they presented it better. Like
Presentation is a big thing. Yeah.
you know how in like phone games, how like you have those visual novels. You know visual novels.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Like even phone, like, I wish they did something like that. Like
Like
you
even
could,
just
they
like
had to.
basic backgrounds of the dungeons that they're in or the areas that
Yeah,
they're in would add a
exactly,
lot. It's always
exactly. Instead
black.
of a, yeah, exactly. Ah, oh well.
Hmm.
Man, it'd be really cool if there was more cutscenes of Elsa. Ah, but
Hmm.
no, but then the models don't look that good, so never mind. If they could get like tall models
Hmm.
and
I mean
make cutscenes out of
the
that.
mid dungeon, the end of town cutscenes they used to do were decently like they're decent.
Yeah, they're good. It's just that the only complaint I have is just I don't like the models.
Yeah,
That's it.
like this the models can be hit or miss. I feel like
Mm-hmm.
overall they're solid. Just don't focus on the mouths. Because
Mm-hmm.
yeah, whenever they focus on the mouths, it got weird. But aside from that, they were decent.
Yeah. I just remember one thing was just like, you know, the I think it was the Elysian
Yeah, the
and
Elysian
cutscene.
cutscene is not the best.
Yeah. Their movements were so exaggerated. Like, you know how like yeah, their movements felt like those Kingdom Hearts games where they exaggerate the
yeah,
movement. Like,
I think they were trying too hard to be super anime, like a little
yeah,
bit too
I
much.
was just like, oh, it's kind of weird. It's
Mhm.
kind of funny. I think Genshin Impact has a good balance. It's like very,
Yeah.
really.
I mean,
There's more.
Genshin Impact has the benefit of like probably a bigger team and things like that.
Bigger team, and they definitely more experience with animating these kind of things, especially with
Yeah,
Honkai
yeah.
Impact and stuff. Yeah.
Honkai. Random tangent. Speaking of Honkai, freaking Honkai is having a collab with Kung Fu Tea, like a bubble tea shop.
What? Wait,
Yeah.
Genshin Impact?
No, Honkai.
Oh, Honkai Impact. Oh, okay. Okay,
Yeah.
fair enough.
I just
Wait,
didn't expect that.
wait, do you know about like the bubble tea culture in Asian like
Oh yeah, I
among
know
A-
about it because everybody here like drinks it a lot and always talks about it. I've never had it, but
Yeah. Personally, I'm not a big fan. I don't drink it daily. I just drink it sometimes when I crave it.
never had
But
it.
yeah. For some reason, like in China, oh my god, there's so many different bubble tea. Like I thought like I'm in Sydney. I'm just like, oh my god, Sydney has a fair amount of bubble tea. We've got a fair share. I go to China, and it's just like there's even more. And then
Uh-huh.
like the bubble tea, the favorites over there is so different to compare to Australia.
Mhm.
And I just remember, so there was one we frequent like when last time I went, there was one I frequently went to with friends was called King Tea, and I kind of miss it. It actually tasted pretty good.
Huh.
Yeah.
Tell me if I'm correct me if I'm wrong, but and maybe I'm thinking of a different Asian country. But isn't China also having a big cheese thing?
Really?
I remember hearing about like since they only recently like got their hands on like cheese and stuff like that, they're having a really big cheese thing.
Really?
Yeah, because I
no
heard
idea.
about like Starbucks in China offering like a cheese drink.
Is it like cheese foam?
I don't know the details.
I don't, cause like here in Australia we have well,
Yeah,
the one
Chinese
Sky
cheese
really likes-
tea.
What?
Yeah.
I don't know, because it might just be a specific like one specific like shop that's doing it.
Maybe.
That's it. And it's just I don't know, because like so the milk tea place that Sky really likes, and she introduced me to was Machi Machi, and I actually really like Machi Machi here in Sydney. They have like cheese. You can get a cheese foam topping, and the cheese foam topping is so nice. Oh my god, it's so sweet. I love it. It's 10 out of 10. Crap, I want to get Machi Machi now. Maybe it's that. Maybe they got a cheese foam topping recently.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I looked it up right now, and this little article is like cheese tea is not only a common drink in China, but people are lining up for hours to get their hands on some. The craze is most predominantly a tea store called Hey Tea. And that has
Hey
some
Tea. Oh,
you know about it?
oh yeah. Hey Tea is a very popular milk tea place. I don't know if it's available in Australia, but I know it's very popular in China as well.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I
Yeah.
guess they're the one that started the trend of this cheese tea.
Oh yeah, could be a trend. Could be a trend
Yeah.
thing. Oh yeah, cheese, dude. Milk tea with cheese foam. Oh, it's so good.
Yeah.
So
Never
sweet. I can still feel it.
never had any like milk tea at all. Never, ever,
Yeah.
ever.
The funny thing is genetically, like specifically the Asians, like a lot of not South Asians, but like the Eastern Asians, East Asians, majority of them are lactose intolerant, but they still drink so much milk tea.
I mean, I guess if you can deal with farts and stuff, like
I guess it's just like it's worth the pain.
it's worth the pain. Yeah.
Wait, I swear there was a time period where like, so one time I had like the first time I got super wasted drinking alcohol, like it ruined my appetite for so long, like weeks or something. Because like I tried to drink milk tea, but every time I drank milk tea, I just got a bad stomach. And I swear it only happened after I drank, like I had that really bad experience with alcohol.
Oh
but now I'm okay. Now I'm fine. Now I finally recovered from it, and I can enjoy my milk tea.
Yeah, what is it? The Honkai. I don't know if you know these characters. You probably know these characters from Honkai. It's like
probably
one is like a pink-haired girl. Like she had rabbit ears.
Yai Sakura. It's
there you
probably
go.
Yai.
Yeah.
Does she look like Yai Miko from Genshin?
Yeah, she does.
Yeah. That's Yai Sakura. Okay. Wait. Funny thing. Okay, interesting thing about Genshin and Honkai. So, Bao Raiden and Mei Raiden have shared the same Japanese voice actor.
Yeah.
Same as Yai Miko and Yai Sakura. They share the same voice actor as well.
I don't think there's gonna be a lore thing about that.
Okay, actually, recently there's a theory. Okay, so I've been seeing a theory around. Based on, so I told you about the theory where people think that Raiden Bao isn't the actual Electro Archon kind of thing. Or they expand, they expanded on it. The other theory is that they're thinking Yai Miko was the original Electro Archon, and then Bao Raiden is just a new Archon of Electro.
They had to kill the old. I mean, I guess they didn't expand on that yet because it's going to be the first one we see.
Because I don't think necessarily the old Archon has to die in order for
them
to
give up their powers.
Yeah, I think they should. Yeah, they just need to give up their gnosis to someone, I guess.
Yeah.
All right. What? And I guess the hint was that Zhongli and Venti did say that Yai Miko. They did like in one Chinese the live stream. They did introduce Yai Miko as an old friend of theirs. So I guess that's the other big hint.
Maybe.
But
also that could go in a lot of different directions.
Yeah. It also wouldn't make sense because Zhongli always says, "Oh, where are the old?" Oh wait, but then at the end, Venti exists and he still says it. He's just like, "Where are those who share the memories with?"
Oh yeah, no, yeah. He heavily implies that they're all dead, and I think it's been stated more than once. Well, I guess they never really say that the old Archons are dead. They just say that they're Venti and Zhongli are the last Archons of the original.
Yeah. But the thing is like, Venti is still one of the original Archons, but Zhongli still says, "Where are the friends who share the memories?"
Again, I've said this before, but I don't think Venti and Zhongli are friends necessarily. I think they're more like associates.
I wouldn't say that, but they're like.
I think they're more they're more acquaintances than friends.
Surely Venti must have rubbed off on Zhongli. Like, you know how like the first time Venti became Archon, the first thing he did was go to Liyue to drink alcohol with Zhongli, and Zhongli was like, "What the heck is wrong with this god? He does not even taking his job seriously." I'm like, surely that feels like it's a setup for like a friendship where they're always teasing each other kind of thing.
Maybe. I don't know. I don't know. I wouldn't consider definitely. I don't think Venti is in his inner circle of friends. I think he's in the outer circle.
Okay, maybe. You know what? Maybe. Okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
Fair enough. I can accept that.
I'm still waiting for cutscenes between them, just in-game cutscenes between them.
Yeah, dude.
Have we gotten any?
No, like interaction between Zhongli and Venti.
Yeah, but they straight up talk to each other.
Nah.
Yeah,
the only thing we have is just like Venti, Zhongli about Venti, that kind of stuff.
They both talk about each other.
Yeah. That's it. I would like to see the interaction between the Archon gods, just because Zhongli is like. Honestly, I just want more Zhongli content, just cutscenes. It's only in child content.
Yeah.
Anything.
I mean, even if they only got a second story quest before Venti got a second, so that's cool.
Yeah. So I'm like,
That makes
I'm
sense
happy
though.
about
It was tied to a world boss.
Yeah. But it's like, I'm happy about it because more Zhongli content, more Rex Lapis content. I'm glad miHoYo has a bias towards Zhongli.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
But I hope they don't get too carried away because there are other gacha games I know of where they'd only release content for the top 3 most popular characters because they want to milk. They want they know that people would invest money in these 3 characters. It got to a point where like they just completely neglected the less popular characters, and those characters never got events.
Yeah, I'm a bit worried about that for Genshin. Like, I think the only character that happens to is
Xinyan.
Yeah, the rocker girl. She has nothing. Literally nothing so far in the game.
Yeah, I agree.
No hangout event,
agree.
no story quests, nothing. I don't think she's ever been.
Yeah, I would be worried about that as well. So yeah, understandable.
Thankfully it's only happened to one character, but it sucks that she just kind of gets left on the back burner. Because I think she has a great design. I think she's one of the best designs of all the 4 stars. But yeah, there is no cutscene featuring her.
I wonder if it's just because they're still working on it. Like maybe in future hangout events there'd be one for her. I feel like because you know how like in the Mondstadt 4-star characters it took some time before they got something as well.
Well, my only thing is that except for like what Fiona and stuff. Like I guess you're right because did Noelle have really anything until we got her hangout event?
No, Noelle didn't have anything until we got her hangout as well.
Like sometimes they got things like Sucrose got things during the Albedo, when Dragon Spine came out.
Yeah.
You're right. Noelle didn't really get much. Xianling got a whole quest to her. Yeah.
Same as Diona. Like Diona, her hangout came like later on or something. Yeah. So yeah, I feel like it might just be working because those were all Mondstadt characters, and Liyue. Oh wait, well, Chongyun. That's it.
Yeah, Chongyun's had a hangout quest. Who was this from Liyue?
No, I think Chongyun's the only one from Liyue who had a hangout quest.
No, I'm trying to just think the other 4-star characters from Liyue. You're right because Beidou is only getting stuff recently.
Oh, true. Yeah. So I think like they're just working on it. Like maybe eventually Xinyan will get something.
Yeah, that's fair. Where are the only other 4 stars from the? Jing Q had a quest on his own.
Oh, true.
Yeah.
Beidou, she's just in the main story.
Yeah, Beidou just got one recently.
Ningguang.
Oh yeah, Ningguang's in the main. Like she's the main girl.
Yeah.
The story quest. Interesting that she's a 4-star and Kitching's a 5-star. Random tangent.
Oh yeah.
Like based on like their levels of society and things like that. It's interesting.
Yeah. Oh, but then again, I guess.
More 4 stars is good though. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like the point of miHoYo making 4 stars at this point is just so that they're more accessible to players. Like it's like 4-star doesn't really mean that they're bad.
No, not at all. Yeah.
It just makes them more accessible. I think.
It's just kind of funny just thinking about like definitely like there's a difference between like in-game power versus like story power.
Yeah. I forgot what the term was, but there's like a difference between story and gameplay.
Yeah, story and I know what you're talking about, like story and gameplay, like differences.
Yeah, for sure.
This might be the last thing we talk about. It was asked a while ago. Ankinus did ask about our thoughts about Grand Chase coming back. Although I think we've answered that. I feel like both of us are just apathetic to it.
Yeah, because I really don't care about Grand Chase.
I don't either. I play also Grand Chase.
It's kind of I don't know. I find it weird that Koji would decide to reboot Grand Chase now. Like, why would they do that? I don't think it's a good idea. Like, I personally don't think it's a good idea for them to.
Like, I don't think Grand. Oh man, aside from nostalgia, I've seen gameplay of Grand Chase, but I don't see it going anywhere really.
Yeah, cause so I don't understand the business aspect, like behind the decision making of rebooting Grand Chase, because Koji's already stretched out with Elsword and Kurtzburn. They're barely getting by on those two. Like they're barely doing good.
'Cause
Shit.
yeah, they're talking
like,
about their limited staff. Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm like,
And mobile Grand Chase. Also.
yeah. So I'm like, why are you guys rebooting Grand Chase then if you're already struggling with 2 games?
I don't
And I
know.
was just like, this is so stupid. So like, and it just, I don't know. I'm just like thinking of conspiracy theories now. I don't know if you want me to like.
I mean, go ahead. Like, I don't care.
Because I just feel
feeling.
like, oh, it's cause people stopped after the 0-1 challenge. They really just dropped in probably like revenue. Their revenue probably dropped a lot, and they're like, well, shit, we've got to rely on other methods to gain that revenue
I don't
back.
know. I need to check the rankings again. I actually haven't checked the Korean MMO rankings in a while.
Yeah.
Um,
But it's not even that. It's just like based on like revenue and stuff. I wonder like.
I don't know, cause I'm just like looking. I'm just thinking about like the Quadrator Path trailer, and I'm just like that got a lot of views. So there's obviously a lot of interest, and
Yeah, I guess.
especially with this enhancement change, I feel like they're gonna get a more steady money flow.
Yeah.
That's my thoughts at least.
Sometimes I feel like
just don't know the revenue. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like. Yeah, I don't trust Cage. I really don't like him anymore.
I mean, no, my thing with the reason for bringing back Gan Chase is that I just think it would be easy. They have the whole game. Like,
I guess, but even then, it's
it could
just
be
like
difficult to upkeep.
it's just even then they freaking even mention it themselves. Oh, we have limited staff, and then they go ahead and reboot Grand Chase. Like,
Yeah, no,
what the
that's
fuck?
what I'm saying is that like, there's not much to do. Like, you don't need to develop content for Grand Chase. Grand Chase is just Grand Chase.
Wait, but if they're rebooting it, aren't they planning on developing new content?
No,
or is it
oh, really? I'd assumed it would be like WoW Classic, where it's just like, it's just gonna bring back Grand Chase and it'll be updated.
Wait,
As
so it'd just be an MMO with no new updates.
Is that how? I mean, I'm not sure how WoW Classic was like, but I think it was like that, where it's just like they're just bringing it back and it's gonna have the updates that it had as it continues on.
So they're not gonna make new content for Grand Chase.
That's my assumption was, yeah.
What?
That's how WoW Classic was. I'm pretty sure.
Oh. What? Really? That seems kind of weird.
Well, I think that's
Okay.
the reason is because people just liked how it was before. Essentially, the idea is like people just liked how it was before, kind of thing.
Yeah, but it feels kind of counterintuitive in my opinion, like from a business standpoint, because you're opening
Because it's just like you don't put much effort into it.
No, because you're still gonna cost money, like upkeeping this game.
Yeah.
keeping the server up.
But it'll cost less than like developing a game, essentially.
Yeah, but here's the thing: like, eventually, people are gonna stop investing money into this. Eventually, you're gonna be running this game at a loss.
Yeah,
That's what I think.
I think maybe eventually, but I think at that point maybe you'll have enough to be able to afford new development for stuff.
I feel like they're just gonna repeat the cycle though, and then they're gonna shut it down once it loses the
They might.
profits.
They might,
Again.
but I think for they might, but I think for the first couple, like maybe if they keep it up for years or months, the first couple years or months is going to be a very easy game to upkeep.
Yeah, and then I feel like they're just gonna go through this cycle of opening it, then shutting it down when it costs like.
I mean, I think it's just gonna be I think it's just gonna be shut down because I don't think Grand Chase is a very good game. Like, I don't think Grand Chase offers enough unique things in comparison to Elsword or Maple Story.
No, I'm just saying, like, based on like what they're doing now, it's just like they're just gonna have a cycle of opening it, shutting it down, opening it, shutting it down, opening it, shutting it down, just for that like little nostalgic revenue they can get off of old players or something.
Maybe. I mean, I would say this is literally. I mean, to be fair, this is kind of what Pokemon does on a different level. Pokemon repeats the same game over and over again, except it's not the exact same game. Sometimes it is.
Yeah, but with Grand Chase, it's literally the exact
Skyrim
same game.
let's say Skyrim does this too. Like, this isn't a new thing in game development. Skyrim literally does this all
No,
the time.
but the thing is, those are different. Those are like series kind of thing. They actually do
I
have. Even if there is the same at its core, the gameplay is the same. There's still a lot of different features when they reboot it, like and make new games. Whereas
No. I meant
with Grand
Skyrim, the
Chase-
game Skyrim, not Elder Scrolls.
Yeah, I know. I was just talking about in general, where like you talk about Pokemon. How,
Oh
like,
yeah. I meant like the essence of it. I meant like the essence of like the structure and things like that. Of like just the idea of just like doing the same idea over again. because it's low
I still
maintenance.
think it's okay, but I still think in Grand Chase is a bit way too much low maintenance because they're literally aren't they just re-releasing the game at its like integrity and then not adding any new features to it?
Yeah, I mean, people ate up WoW Classic. It was the same thing with WoW Classic.
Yeah, I feel like that's the thing. They're gonna get bored of it and they're gonna shut it down again and they're gonna repeat that cycle.
Maybe. I mean, if they do, and I think the benefit is just mostly just like the nostalgia and just. I mean, yeah, that's all it is. It's just nostalgia. They'll get it early, and if they, I mean, I think that's the point. Is that it is low risk.
Lame. Okay.
And that, I mean, and that's the thing too, is that we aren't the demographic for it. Like, it's not for us, essentially. You know, we're not the ones pogging over it.
But you could also say the same thing about Elsa, where it's not for us because KG never listens to the international community.
Well, I mean, I think that's a different thing.
Pretty much.
No, it's different because the gameplay is still what we come for. Like, listening to us as an international server is a little bit different. Like, we're not gonna stop playing the game because they don't listen to us.
Yeah, but then for you to say that Grand Chase isn't catered towards the international community.
No. Grand Chase isn't catered towards Elsword players.
Ah, okay.
I didn't say international players.
No, I saw you were talking about international.
Not at all.
Okay.
Nope, not at all.
Okay.
No, I was saying us, like, we don't play Grand Chase. We play Elsword.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because they're still like. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I think it's stupid. Koji's stupid.
No, I think they're gonna make. I think they're gonna make a good amount of money off of this, and then if people just don't like it over time, just take it away again. You made your money. That's it.
Yeah, I find it's stupid because I feel like it's like really late. I'm just really lazy of them. That I just don't like the company for doing this. It's just like they're so lazy, so low effort, so lame.
I mean, you could say that, but they're probably gonna make a good amount of buck from it.
No, I'm kind of just no. I feel like they're doing this because they lost so much revenue in Elsa. They have to rely on other methods now because they can't do a good job with Elsword. So I think it's kind of pathetic in a way.
I mean, maybe, but it's also like smart in a way too because again, low effort, high payout.
Yeah, but I think they're pathetic. I really, oh my god! Every time I talk about KG, I just hate them more.
Maybe, but again, I think we're coming from the angle of we don't like Grand Chase or we don't care about Grand Chase. Like, imagine if you were from the angle of you've been waiting, like you miss your favorite MMO you've played back in the day and it's finally coming back. You're probably pogging out and being like, yo, it's coming back. I can't wait to play Grand Chase.
Yeah, but if they're not going to make any new content, I feel like...
I mean, well, hold on. That's only my assumption of it. That could just be wrong, too. Again, I think the biggest thing is that we are not the demographic. We play also not Grand Chase. I'm sure there are plenty of people who've been waiting for Grand Chase to come back. Because mobile Grand Chase is very different from Grand Chase.
Here's something I don't understand. Is like they shut down Grand Chase because Elsa got so much more popular than Grand Chase that it killed Grand Chase's community, and that's why they shut it down. Was that the community didn't even want to play Grand Chase? So then KJ reopening Grand Chase, and then the community suddenly seeming like they're into Grand Chase. It's like it feels like it's so stupid. Like I don't get the human mindset. It's just like what the heck? I thought it was shut down for a reason because no one was playing it. So why are you reopening it?
Nostalgia. It's just nostalgia. You bring something back because of nostalgia. Again, we're not nostalgic for it. That's why we don't. That's why we don't get it because we're not nostalgic for it.
Dude, the hype's gonna be like. I swear, the hype's gonna be for a couple of days and it's gonna die.
Maybe, I don't know. We'll see what. I'm just curious to see what happens because I don't really care about. Like if it comes to, I think it's only KR right now. Because I saw some people playing it. I don't know if they were playing like a real version or not. If it ever comes to NA, I think I would try it for a couple days and then stop. Because again, it's not for me.
I don't know if I want to try it. Did I ever try Grand Chase? I don't remember.
I watched someone played it for like 10 minutes. And I was like, this is not for me. Beta version is the beta version already on Steam? There you go.
Yeah, it's open beta or something. I don't know. It was called... They'll sign up for closed beta, and then I don't know. I saw it on Steam, but I don't know what it's for.
Okay. Yeah, because I saw some Korean players trying it, and I was just like, "This is not a game for me."
I don't remember if I played it or not, because I feel like I played it for like 5 minutes in the past. Like, when Elsword and Get Grand Chase were doing that collab event, but I don't remember
Mm-hmm.
because yeah, it was for 5 minutes. It was so long ago. I don't know. I guess I'd try it out when it comes out, but I don't
Yeah,
know.
I mean, I just try it for content and that's it. I don't think I would
Yeah.
enjoy the game just based on the gameplay I've seen.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think so either. It feels like too Maple Story.
Yeah.
Granted, I didn't. Maple Story was a childhood game, but I was just like, even then, it's just like, Maple Story. Who cares? It was a shit game. No, it wasn't a shit game. It was just like not my type of game.
Yeah, I've always wanted to play Maple Story, but I never had the chance to. Crow's very,
Yeah, I remember.
very angry today, Crow. I noticed.
No, it's because you mentioned KOG. I fucking hate KOG so much. Like, holy shit! I swear I didn't have this much hatred, and then MiHoYo came. I'm like, what the heck? MiHoYo is an amazing video game company, and then I look back to KOG. I'm like, what the fuck is this piece of shit?
I mean, I think there's a lot. I mean, I think there's definitely a difference between the sizes of the company and things like that.
No, I just, dude.
Here's the thing. Most of my hatred is for Nexon KR. I think KOG definitely makes bad decisions, but I definitely think they don't have a good plate handed to them by Nexon KR.
Yeah, I don't know that much about the business aspect. All I know is just like, fuck you, KOG. You
Yeah,
suck.
I mean, I can't hate KOG as much as I hate Nexon KR. Cause I'm thinking like, imagine if your boss just told you, all right, make this amount of money or we're shutting down your game.
Where did this information come from? Also, that KOG is being limited by Nexon.
Because almost all reports of Nexon KR are almost a lot of negative stuff. That they're a very difficult publisher to work under and things like that.
Yeah, but people still shit on KOG. Like, I feel like both of them.
I mean, yeah, because KOG delivers the products.
Yeah, I don't know. I think they're both.
Yeah, no, I definitely think they're both at fault. I'm not saying that KOG is completely faultless, but most of my anger is towards Nexon KR.
Okay, I don't know.
The thing about MiHoYo and Genshin is just it's MiHoYo makes Genshin and MiHoYo publishes Genshin, but
yeah,
Nexon KR is this big looming thing above KOG and all these other companies. And
I don't know. The only thing I can direct my anger to is KOG because I know they're the ones who produce the content. So that's not unless I read I need someone needs to link me an article on how the bad things Nexon KR does because I don't know anything about Nexon KR.
Yeah, especially in the early days. Yeah, especially in the really early days of Elsword when we didn't really know much about what Elsword is. It was just like, yeah, unfortunately, it's being produced. Like, whenever a game was produced by Nexon KR, it's like, ooh, this is gonna be unfortunate, because Nexon KR literally sucks to work under.
Yeah, because the only time I hear about Nexon KR's bad reputation is in, I don't know, specifically only when you mentioned it. I don't mention it.
Yeah, no, I think, it was a lot of the older Elsword days that people mentioned it, where people were just like, this game's developed by Nexon KR, be careful about it. Yeah, Nexon KR is very oof.
Because the developer of Elsword is still KOG.
Yeah. Again, I am not saying at all that KOG is not at any fault. I definitely think, but all I'm saying is that don't leave Nexon KR out of the conversation. That's all I'm saying.
I don't know.
I don't think it's the KOG's only fault, only their fault. That's all I'm saying. Is that it is not only their fault. Nexon KR is definitely in there.
Yeah. Okay. Yes. Yeah. I don't know. Fuck KOG. That's me. Really. I don't think I'm ever gonna like KOG unless they change the whole.
I mean, they are changing. Like, you can't say that they're not. Like,
no. I'm saying, unless they change the whole development team, I'm probably gonna remain. The whole community will probably still.
Maybe, but you have to at least admit that they're getting better.
Yeah, they're getting better. Like, I do defend them, but then sometimes I talk about them and I still hate the shit out of them. I'm like, I just remember all the dumb shit they've done and all the bad shit they've done.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fine.
Yeah. But I still defend them. Like, even now, like, when people shit on KOG, I'm just like, I mean, they are changing. I still defend them. But then I talk about them and I think about it and I think about all the dumb shit they do. I'm like, fuck KOG. I hate them so much.
Yeah, I mean, it's a difficult thing, for sure.
Piece of shit. I hate them.
I mean, calm down with the cursing, maybe, though. This is kind of
Sorry.
a lot.
I'm really pissed now.
I understand, but maybe a little bit more control.
I hate KOG.
It's fine. Alright, yeah, that's pretty much gonna call it a wraps for us. Yeah. So that is going to be it for this one. Next podcast is probably going to be a guest one. So if you guys have any opinions or things you guys want to talk about, there's definitely an EU player that has wanted to be a guest for a while. So I think it'll be a really cool opportunity for that.
Wait, EU player, is it little Leah? Is it Leah?
No. It is somebody that
never mind.
has been in contact with me for quite a while, and then they missed the last time we did it because they were busy. So hopefully they can make this one. Yeah, it's been a while since I talked to them, so I don't know if they're in my recent yeah, they're not in my recent Discord things. I'm not sure what their Twitch is, but I do know that they stream on occasion.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is it Job's Bloody?
No,
I
it is
don't know.
not him. It's not him.
I'm trying to guess who it is
Yeah.
now. Darn.
I thought it was him at first too. It is not him. But
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, that is pretty much it for us. Yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Yeah, hopefully Sky will be there next week too, because Sky was only here in the first half.
Yeah, she's been pretty busy recently, so
Mhm.
it can't be helped.
But yeah, any last comments?
I hate Coach. No, I'm joking.
All right, that is it from us, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. Have yourselves a fantastic day. We will see you guys next time. Bye.
Bye.